to the Wi-Fi.
Yo, this your boy Dizzy D Spill. You are tuning into The Notion with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you know we gonna do what we doing, how we been doing it, so don't tell us how to do it. Anyways, man, how you been, brother?
I'm maintaining, man.
Maintaining?
And yourself?
Yeah, day by day. But I can't complain. Can't complain too much.
Don't nobody care?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Nobody cares about our complaints, man. But the people that care about us. And even that skeptical sometimes.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like, man, you got the same problems as me, nigga. Shut up. Hear that? We both going through it. Come up with a plan or suffer in silence. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, man. Any new music lately you been tapping into?
No?
Nothing? How is that possible? I'll tell you how, because I haven't either. I was hoping you was going to guide me in a direction of finding some stuff.
Dude, I still haven't listened to the new Nas.
Really? The EP?
Ugly?
I liked that joint a lot. A whole lot. It's pretty good.
Didn't it drop, I haven't listened to Magic. You know what I mean? Like,
Magic is already in rotation on my playlist. I just pretty much put the whole thing in a playlist. The only thing I don't like about it is not about the project, but about my playlist is because I put it all in there. It plays the whole project. I don't get like a shuffle. I don't know why my playlist does that.
Listen to it all now.
Exactly.
No, I feel like I downloaded some albums, but I haven't been, giving them any spins. I've been kind of stuck in
work mode.
Playing what I like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, Pilot Talk 4 from Currency, that's been in rotation.
Yeah,
that's new.
I know you're not going to ever not have Currency in rotation.
Still on that Bodie James, Super Tecmo Bowl.
Okay.
I haven't listened to the album from Corday. I heard the single Sinister with Lil Wayne. I like that.
I totally forgot. Yeah, I need to download the Corday and see how that's going.
Yeah, so apparently he got he got a crazy feature on there.
Okay. Oh, Wayne got a crazy feature on there?
Corday. It's Corday, Freddie Gibbs, and Stevie Wonder.
And who?
Stevie Wonder.
What?
Yeah. So that should be interesting.
Oh, he going a different route. I see.
He always does.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to download that, man. Definitely gonna have to tap into that and see how you like it. Any movies lately, brother?
Nah. I still haven't seen No Way Home. I haven't seen The Eternals. So probably not the guy to talk to about movies. Hell, I'm just being honest. Like,
well, you know why I ain't been able to go nowhere.
Work.
Yeah, the senior manager been tripping lately.
I heard him.
Yeah, he like, nah, y'all not getting no free time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna wake up if I think I even smell there's some free time going on in there. So, little man keeping me pretty busy.
I came in, he was like, yeah, keep it short, make sure it's business or, oh. Rude, hi. This guy.
So I see that some new pieces have been dropped from Kicks to Sneakers. You want to share?
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Go
out and get that. www.kicksandsneakers.com.
Yeah, as you see, he's
Oh yeah, I got on a sweater. Oh, just a KNS. K ampersand S,
What inspired you to pull up with the alternate image for the logo and colorways? You just was
honestly?
Yeah.
I was high and I had my sketchbook out, and so after sketching and playing around, I came up with something. I sent it to the digital artist.
Mm-hmm.
He came back with something, and then the colors came from me having new shoes and not having anything to go with them.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't as deep as people think. Like, oh man, what happened was. Like, no, it was really simple.
It was real simple. Yeah. I dig it. I definitely respect that.
Cause I be in the sketchbook just catting off.
Mm-hmm.
Do that,
man. I wouldn't call it catting off. I would just call it, you know what? It's on my mind, so I'm gonna just.
Well, I mean, sometimes I'll just pull it out just because, and just it ain't no method to the madness.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. I dig it. I like it. Well, they are fresh.
Appreciate it, brother.
Haters, you have another reason to be mad.
I really like the stitching on these.
Yeah, that's the thing that stands out to me the most. I like the stitching. Looks like it was a nice thread count. I like the colorways that you did too. I like the fact that the crew neck is my favorite between the two.
It's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, and I think it came out at the right time, seeing that Oakland took that L, so maybe the fans can go snatch them up a crew neck.
Oh, that ain't why I did it, but if that motivates them, come on.
I'm just saying, if you're a real Oakland Raider fan, then you should have had one. So I'll be checking Instagram pages, Facebook pages.
They in Vegas or whatever.
Yeah, but we know where home is. We know where home is, man. It's
these wild card games and everything been kind of crazy.
Yeah. Threw me off.
Well,
glad I didn't put any money down on anybody that I thought was going to be doing some damage.
But you guys were supposed to have a guaranteed win.
I don't want to throw us under the bus, but I feel like there were some intentional moves made at the last few weeks of the season, judging off certain stipulations that had to happen when we did that Carson Wentz trade. So I'm gonna see in the next few months up into the draft if my theory is right. But
if it pans out,
yeah, I'm pretty confident in my theory. We'll have to talk about that off mic. I don't need NFL sheriffs pulling up to my house saying, "How did you know? Were you in on this?" But it was good. But it's good to see the mix up. It's good to not already have a prediction of what's going to happen because you know what teams are in and all that other stuff. Like, you really don't know. I'm really appreciating that about sports these days, where you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to take the ship. You don't. It used to be, for a long time, we knew what was up at the beginning of the season or the middle of the season.
Hoop looking crazy too.
Real crazy. It's really any team. Well, my opinion, I feel like is any team's chip this year. But I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
There's some teams that should panic. There's some teams that should keep their composure, and there's some teams that look like they might have a lock.
So who are the teams you think should panic?
Your Lakers.
Oh, of course. We've been in panic mode for a long time though. Now that you know.
The Nets.
The Nets? You think the Nets should panic?
KD is injured. Kyrie can't play home games.
I never even followed up on what's going on with Kyrie. I just know he ain't been playing
home games.
So that's what it is now, is home games. And
then there's like, if he plays home games, I think there's a fine, and if Brooklyn's willing to pay it or something like that.
Why can't he play home games?
Because he's not vaccinated.
Oh. I'm not even gonna. Okay.
So that has to do with the city, the state, not the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But I don't think the Bulls should panic. I don't think the Warriors should panic. Look like the Bucks are
they're for real.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't had a chance to follow hoops, so I got to ask somebody that's been seeing something.
Grizzlies is crazy. They're crazy.
Really?
Oh my God, Ja Morant's on another level right now.
Charles Barkley need to leave that man alone.
Nuggets look really good.
Denver's been pretty consistent over the years.
Jokic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Mavericks. We'll see. They're not,
They're not really at that.
They cool.
Eh.
They cool. Doncic over there, they cool.
Well, I know the only team that really matter to you is the obvious. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, I
The
don't
more
even.
everybody else panics and stresses out and messes up, the better it's gonna be for y'all, man. So
But the thing about it is, like, the reason we don't have any reason to panic is we don't have everybody. It's like Draymond's out. That's our
y'all
that's our
robbing.
bully. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Wiseman's out. That's our size. We just got Clay back, so we have to work him back into the rotation. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a
Hmm.
lot of transition going on. We don't have a full rock. Like, we'll be all right.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Not really worried about
I
it.
mean,
The thing is,
they're
look at
former
where we're
champs
at
too.
now, and we're only gonna get better.
Yeah. I mean, they did damage, and obviously when they started having injuries, that's the only reason why they weren't in the rotation that they've always been in. Otherwise, we'd get tired of watching them, like most NFL fans have gotten tired of watching the Patriots.
Yeah,
So
they took an L, by the way.
a
The
bad one too.
Suns are nice.
If I could have it my way, you know who I'd have on the Lakers?
Oh,
Come on, bro. Dev Book?
oh no,
Yeah, we need him.
that's not who y'all need.
I know who we don't need. I know who we don't need. I'll tell you that. I know who we don't need.
Picked up in the off season.
Pretty much. Because I don't know what happened. But it's whatever, man. I'm interested in how they're going to do All-Stars.
around them.
Huh?
Bron doesn't have any shooters around him.
We've never really had shooters on LA. And that's always, like, to me, the last time I felt like we had authentic shooters was like Glenn Rice. People like that were like role players, and they could go out there and just get some buckets and go sit it down and calm down. But we never had a shooter on a Ray Allen level or on a Reggie Miller level. That's never really been LA's
you need a
thing.
star shooter. You need role player shooters. And that's what I'm talking about with LeBron. He's always had shooters around him. Yeah, he had Ray Allen, but there was also Miller.
Yeah, that's true.
Was it James Johnson? Was it? Or James Jones. Excuse me.
Okay.
And then I can't think of the other two right now. But he's always had shooters around him. That's been one of the things, like, because that helps take pressure. You know, he can kick out.
Mm-hmm.
Even having Caldwell there was better.
Mm-hmm.
Because ain't he gone?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. But still, like, I don't know. I would like to see that, especially when we going against a warrior, a team like the Warriors or something like that. That's just my personal. But hey, whatever, man. I'm over it.
Yeah, that was lackluster. I heard it.
So, I'm not even at a point where it's like we'll see. I'm just at a point where it's like
we'll see what next season.
Yeah, I'm not even excited about next season. Yo, have you tapped into any books lately, bro? That really like got to you or really?
No. I haven't been doing none of that. I ain't been doing nothing, bro. I haven't asked me these questions, exposing me. I haven't read no new books. There's no new music. You know what I'm saying? There's no new movies. Before you even ask, no new shoes.
My man's got more no's for us than Destiny's Child. I definitely have done the opposite. Except for the music part. But I wanted to share with our listeners a very interesting book that I read about an individual that probably a lot of millennials and under who wouldn't really know. The title of the book is Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? And it's about Reginald Lewis. And I'm almost done with the book, but that's how captivating the way it was written and his story was for me to just keep going. I started it at the beginning of the week, and this guy passed away in 93 at 50, but this guy was a venture capitalist and a lawyer. And he pulled off the biggest deal of all times. You know, you always got to put the black man thing in front of it, like the first black man, but he was the first, period, to pull off a international deal. It was like a $2 billion deal that they made happen in 1987 to acquire a company called Beatrice. And basically what venture capitalists is they have a holding company. They buy another company that has multiple different companies under it, and then they start selling off the companies to pay the debt back and make a profit. So that was like it's like a $2.2 billion deal. And the reason why why it was so inspiring to me, because when I looked at the book and I seen how long it was, I was like, psych, right? I'm like, hell no. But as you go through the story of how this dude came up, because somehow he went to Virginia State and then ended up graduating from Harvard Law. You know what I'm saying? And he started doing all of these things. He worked on Wall Street, or whatever the case it was. But I just thought, like, why haven't I heard that story before? Just like as a young black man, all the things that we see, we idolize all the athletes, the entertainers and stuff like that. But why hasn't it? Now, he was a low key person too. He tried to stay low key as much as possible until journalists started picking up on his deals and writing about how they thought it went versus. So he wanted to clear how things went up. Like, nah, they're not gonna, just speak for me in my life and how I conduct business. So then he kind of had to come from behind the shadows. But just not knowing that story was a little frustrating. Being 34 years old and not knowing something that could be that impactful or influential was crazy.
We be learning about black histories and achievements and things of that nature late, because that type of stuff is empowering to us, and it lets us know that we can make things happen on a major scale. And I mean, like, yeah, you think about it, people say that, I'm like, yeah, but to actually hear and read about somebody doing it same hue as you, you know what I'm saying, and actually, like you said, it wasn't just the biggest for a black man, it was the biggest ever. Like, that's huge. Yeah. So it's like to hear those type of stories that that are empowering and uplifting and can motivate, inspire, that can create a spark. A spark can set a forest ablaze. So it's like that type of stuff. It isn't hidden, but it definitely isn't highlighted.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's you like gotta look for it.
Yeah. If you dig and look for certain stuff, you can find almost anything, but having to dig and look for it, whereas there being miscellaneous information that isn't truly beneficial being shoved in your face.
It's at your fingertips.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about it. So it's like, if you're willing to dig and do the research and go back and find the books, then yeah, you can find out information about, but you got to dig for it.
Yeah. And that's, I don't know, like that's like why I posed the question, if you read anything, whatever the case it is, because it's real easy, like for me, where I'm at in my life, it's real easy to come across some information and be like, wow, this is powerful. And I have taken more notes in my life now than I ever did in school. So I'm kind of making up all my homework, all the fucking off I was doing in school. I'm making it up.
It's not even that. The stuff we learned in school wasn't worth. I'm not gonna say it wasn't worth learning, but it wasn't worth taking notes on. Like, I mean, how many times in your adulthood have you had to use a Pythagorean theorem to solve for x?
Well, I say it all the time too. I say all the time, bro, to the boomers, man. It's like the world that y'all prepared us for don't exist.
It'll always be like that because they teach them from a reference point of where they're at now instead of where we will be.
Yeah, where we'll be. Exactly.
They talking about history and all that stuff that happened. I mean, that's cool. You should know the history to know where you came from, but to be preparing them for the future ahead is, just as important.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree, man. And
it's not happening.
Yeah. It's just, it really isn't, man. And I think that, I think that's something that really hit me different and really want it. Oh, and if you do get around to reading the book, you personally will definitely like what type of person he was as far as character. I know you like the asshole label. He's got you beat by multiple miles.
It's not so much that I like it. I just own it. I mean, a lot of people are sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I am kind of an asshole. I mean, but still, a lot of people are sensitive and extra emotional, and I don't operate like that. I'm cold, man. It's straightforward. It's calculated. I don't.
If you've seen a picture, you'll look it up. I know when you see a picture of him, you can see it. You can see it. You're like, yeah, I could, like, after reading about him and then going looking at photos and little, I haven't even seen the video clips that I found. I'm just like, yep, you could see it. He wearing it. You know what I mean? But what he did was phenomenal. And then like I said, I go back and I think about history and we're talking about how we got to look for it and stuff like that. And it inspired me to want to bring more attention to it. But I want to make sure that I have an abundance. I don't want to share a book or share information and then months go by or weeks go by. So I'm really trying to soak in all of this knowledge, all of these different people that will be impactful. And I mean, on social media and stuff like that, you'll see pages that share that information, and you even have to stumble across those, or maybe somebody shares those. But it's just real interesting that something like that kind of got lost. And we're talking about something that was over 30 years ago. That's not a long time ago.
Well, look at it like this. In certain states, they have banned being able to teach slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And they have banned being able to teach slavery because of the emotional distress and how it paints other people, other ethnicities back in that time.
Right.
But it's the truth.
Right.
And it's history. And if you can't teach that, then what happens? It gets buried. It gets lost. 20 years from now, slavery was a myth.
Mm-hmm.
At this rate.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's just, they're big on burying information. I mean, you hear all the time how America was actually founded, but is it in history books?
Nope.
They teaching that in school?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So then I shouldn't say we because we're not the ones doing anything, but so there's no real respect for history then.
What they say, history is written by the winners.
I haven't heard that one, but no? I like it.
Oh yeah, history is written by the winners. I mean, when you win, you could tell the story how you want. The losers ain't around. They be like, nah.
Mm-hmm. It's the gospel, basically. Yeah. I didn't think about that, but that's a damn good way of putting it. I mean,
there's two sides of every story, and I mean, one of them is. It's not saying neither side is the truth, but I mean, if there's two sides and you're only getting one, you're only getting half the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. Do you feel like I already got an opinion about how I feel about it, but do you feel like the people that know history have a bigger responsibility to share it?
No.
Why not?
They can share all they want. Who's gonna? It's like people don't read on social media, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Attention spans.
So what are you gonna do? You gonna share posts? You gonna share books? Huh? You gonna get on your story and talk about it? Who's gonna tune into your live? If they doing, you're not talking about anything interesting off the back or off the rip.
Right.
People don't get on social media to learn. They get on social media to be entertained.
This is true.
You see what I'm saying? So you getting on there being informative, that's cute. It's not entertaining. They won't tune in. Most people don't care anyway.
That's true.
So, I mean, like, why put that weight on them? Yeah, you have a responsibility to put the information out there that nobody's going to pay attention to. Do it. Do it. Like, nah. Come on, man. Like, everybody's responsible for where they're at as far as, what I'm saying, the knowledge they have or the lack thereof.
Yeah.
And their understanding,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, perceptions and whatnot. Like, we have to be responsible and take accountability for that.
Yeah. I feel the opposite. I've been a historian before in a club when I went to private school. And so I try to make sure. Yeah, man. I was a nerd, man. I was a historian at Alpha Esquires. And I always wanted to make sure that I could recite a lot of the information in the club the best because, I'm the historian. And certain aspects, there were certain things I didn't know. just from the history standpoint of the club, but and loss of information too. But my thing is, I feel like there is a responsibility because in the times that we live in now, there's too much information. So even if you go out there and you start digging, then you got to dig through all the trash. You got to dig through all the recycles to find the right information. So although you may get on social media, right, and we see this happen still to this day, and somebody will share an article about a current event, and then people in the comments are correcting them, saying, "Stop sharing this shit. It's false," because they didn't even take the time to read the article. They looked at the title, and they wanted to be the first person to get the information to everybody, or whatever their clout chasing reasons were for it. So then you want to go, all right, I'll go get on Google. I'll go look up the article. I'll go look up the current event myself. And then you have an abundance of different journalists, different trolling going on, different pages you never heard of. And so now you're like, well, what's true and what's not true? And to even depend on the media outlets that share, or depending on sites that have information that share, you don't know if you're getting the right information. You really don't. So although people do get on social media to be entertained, if you do come across something that may be vital information to you, it's like, well, fuck, how do I find out in a world where there's too much information what's true and what's not? You always hear people talk about statistics, right?
I go to Twitter. It always hits Twitter first, man.
I go to Twitter. Let me see what they said on Twitter.
Current news and trending news. If it's on Twitter, it's a good chance it happened.
Oh man, I'm gonna go check on these birds real quick, man. See what they talking about.
Literally.
I always wanted. Not literally though. I always wanted to know, like, when I see debates, because that's my entertainment. When I see a controversial topic and I go to the comment section, I want to see who sounds what in the comment section.
100% honest.
What's up?
When I see people debating on social media, I think they're both stupid.
Well, I mean, yeah. Of course it's going to look stupid.
Well, it's just, I'm never going to engage or invest that much energy and go back and forth with anybody on social media.
Yeah, I can understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I see people post stuff and articles and say things, and I just be like, y'all crazy, or you're stupid, or that's wow. But I don't engage because, for what?
I've had the tendency to write a whole bunch of shit and then just delete it. Like, what for? I've done that handfuls of times because I understand that viewpoint.
And then the thing about it is, most people on social media, they only want to see one side. They only want to see it from one point of view.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, at that point, you're arguing with a fool, and they say, don't argue with a fool because from a distance.
Can't tell who's who.
So why am I going to get on social media, a place I come to, cat off, have fun, enjoy myself or whatever, and go back and forth with, no, I'm right because, well, if you listen to what I'm, like, bro, I'm not no typewriter. Like, I'm not no typing warrior, no keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
That's what bad information has caused to happen. If something is put out there and is factual, regardless of how much you want to argue about it, these are the facts. But a lot of times it's shit that's put out there to just get the conversation going, which could be good for whatever industry it caters to.
I've seen people argue facts.
That's crazy.
Exactly. That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. Like, it's different when, like, arguing from a base of opinion, even though I wouldn't dare. But I see people even argue facts because, they're arguing from a place of emotion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big issue.
And so I don't have time for that. I don't get engaged in it. Every once in a while I might start reading comments, but then I should be like, yo, you're really going in. That's a waste of energy.
You're going through the front door when you
get off social media and be like, what's wrong with you? Man, this stupid mother who? Somebody on social... Somebody. You don't even know their name. Shut up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop it. But yeah, they do it.
Yeah. That's
it's too much time.
that's why platforms like this are important, though, because it's not always about, oh, these are the facts. You got to come here for all the facts. I'm gonna tell you right now, you in the wrong house.
And
that's what you think
fact.
it is, and that is a fact. Yes, for sure. But you can come here to hear a realistic conversation that doesn't involve a whole bunch of bullshit that's been inspired by some fluffed up piece of information that a lot of facts are missing, a lot of key points are missing in the topic or in the current event. And there's a overage, and that's why I was going back to the information. There's an overage of information, and then there's an overage of people sharing information, and then there's an overage of people sharing the wrong information. You know what I'm saying?
Majority of people sharing information are sharing the wrong information because of where they're sharing it from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the issue. And like you said, a lot of people are looking to be first or put things out there without actually being right.
Yeah.
Or having the facts. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. Like, I don't want to be first. I want to be right.
Yeah. That's more important.
Yeah,
I just told somebody last night, like, it's a whole bunch of people have been first in history. There's only a few people that's been the best. And it kind of goes with what you're saying. It's like nobody really remembers the first of anything unless you're forced a history lesson about it. They care about who did it the best way possible. You know what I'm saying? But one of my biggest concerns when it comes to the information that's out there, I've always wanted to know, and I think I asked my mom one time because she's deep into genealogy, where do people get stats and statistics from when they're debating certain points and certain facts? Because it seems like a lot of people will throw numbers out there, and I always wonder, like, did that motherfucker make them numbers up just to try to win the argument? I don't. Because when I try to look up statistics, I come across multiple pages and links that say this is the statistics for everything. Because I am curious about certain statistics and whether it's business, community, or
only certain statistics matter, though.
Right.
And it pertains to whatever the topic or area of discussion is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, let's go basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk any statistics you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask how many rings does he have? Is he a champion?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what matters. Like, people try to, for some reason, that's now the buffer for a certain crowd. But I'm like, how is that? Like, I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't feel like,
if you take rings out of the discussion, then it allows a lot more players and people to be in the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. If you don't have a ring, that doesn't mean you're not a great player. It just means you're not one of the greatest.
Shots fired.
I mean, like, nah, man, look, it's all love. I'm just saying.
No, it's not. It's the truth.
On the same breath, there are some players who got rings, and like, if I told you they had a ring, you'd be like, how the hell did he get a ring?
Hey.
So then, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, if I ask you, give me 2, 3 of the greatest centers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of your head, who you got?
I got Shaq and Kareem.
Shaq, Kareem, right?
Ring. They all rhyme.
So, what about Wilt?
Wilt has a ring, doesn't he? Yeah. So, Wilt.
JaVale McGee's not in that conversation?
No, he's not in that conversation.
He has a ring?
He has multiple rings.
But he's not. Oh, okay. Bet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. And then, you know, it's like power forward, you like KG.
Mm-hmm.
What's that guy's name? Big O? Was O a power forward or a center?
Who?
Oscar Robertson.
I thought he was a power forward.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was too. I could be wrong.
I don't want to check the internet because we
not-
might look it up and find out he was a small forward. On we think we got the factsright.com.
I think I need to know. It's not that hard. It's Wikipedia, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man, that motherfuckers be wrong too.
Oh. Dang. Well, let's see what comes up.
They're not usually wrong about the obvious though. So I'll give him that.
Look, he is a point guard.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what it says.
Damn. Was we fucking up or was we fucking up?
A lot.
We told y'all earlier. Don't come here for that. But I mean that's a valid comparison when you say like stats and like rings, because even though we talking about sports folks, you got to understand it, like that really does apply to a lot of conversation, because basically you're talking about no matter what you try to fluff up, no matter what you try to hype up, what's the bottom line? And the bottom line in all sports is to be a champion, right? So in any argument, at the end of the day, what's the bottom line?
We won our conference. You know what?
I'm going to one of those after work. But yeah, I understand that. I agree with that. What's the bottom line?
There's only certain stats that matter. You feel me? Like, if I could talk about rings, I'm not gonna talk about how many shots I made. I made 33s. I got 4 rings, bro.
Do you think people with rings care if they're a Hall of Famer or not?
Yeah, I think they do.
You think so?
I think it depends on the caliber of person you was.
Do you think a person with rings that doesn't make the Hall of Fame will be haunted about the idea of not making the Hall of Fame versus a Hall of Famer never winning a championship?
Oh, sheesh. I mean, you know what? To be honest, I think I'd rather have the ring than the Hall of Fame.
I feel the same way.
Because the thing about it is everybody plays for the championship. You don't play for the Hall of Fame, because the Hall of Fame is like, that is the
opinion based.
And it's your career overall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is like, a ring seems to be more obtainable than the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah, that's very true, because there's some people that played a few seasons, got lucky on that championship team, and they're, working at Mervin's right now, but they got that chip.
I appreciate the ring. They ain't even thought about the Hall of Fame. Like, it's, I don't know. The Hall of Fame is like, it's a club, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a club for the elite, like, right? Mm-hmm. So to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, like, it's not based on stats alone.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing where it's kind of like,
It's kind of like impact, stats, just a little bit of, but you know what? I will say that the ring, me personally, I think it's more important because it's almost like your ticket in. So it's like, if you got a decent amount of stats, a pretty good amount of stats that's abnormal to the average player, and you got a couple of championships, it's like, okay, come on, what are we doing here?
It's like, it makes it a no-brainer, but then on the same breath, you have all the stats, no rings, and
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Westbrook right now has 193 triple doubles.
Sheesh.
He has more than anybody else.
Sheesh.
Right?
Right.
And his career's not done. He'll probably get 200 when it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
How many of those triple doubles did he get and take a L? How many rings does he have?
None. No rings. No rings.
When you start asking those type of questions, it doesn't diminish the triple doubles, but it definitely lessens the impact.
It reminds me that what show is that? Or not a show, it was a movie where dude was arguing with the little kid and he was a LeBron fan.
I remember that.
He said, if 6 championships is the only argument I need. And I was like, damn, that was a fast closer.
But it's the truth.
It's a fast closer.
It's the truth.
So why bring up stats? I don't know. I think
stats matter, but like I said, it all depends about the topic, the area of discussion.
So, okay. Shift it like this. When they talk about the stats in the world with different classes of people, different races of people. Why do the stats matter or don't matter?
I don't know because I don't pay no attention to them.
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that the stats don't matter a lot of times because of circumstance and different numbers in different areas, right? So, because this is what I've heard for a long time, and I'll use black people as an example. They love to give a high number of stats of pessimistic thoughts that they put out there about us, but then we're such a small minority in certain situations. So if you just do the math on that small group of black people in this circle, it's easy to be like, yeah, 80% of them or 90% of them are doing this.
Well, it's just
when it's really like 150.
Where exactly are the stats coming from?
Well, that goes back to a question I posed earlier. When I see stats thrown out there, I'm like, well, where are you getting the numbers from?
That's why it's like you talking about world stats, and I just like, okay, but where are the stats coming from? Who's crunching these numbers?
That's why I would love to know
who's in the office. You know what I'm saying, making it happen, and it's not credible.
Yeah.
So I don't pay it too much attention, and that's what I meant by that. It's not like I don't, because I see and pitching certain things, I'm aware of them, but I don't really see how it's credible. So I don't like. It's like, damn. They say what? That's like I actually classify it, but I didn't get the questionnaire. It didn't come to me in the mail. Didn't get my, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, I don't pay no attention like that.
Have you ever heard a stat where you just kind of believed it off rip?
Outside of sports?
Yeah, outside of sports.
No. Like, for instance, like the COVID numbers.
Yeah.
I'm hearing those 1,100 deaths today. Where? What? The number in deaths keep rising? For real? So does the population. Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. So I just, all right, if y'all say so, right on.
There's been a couple of stats that I've believed off of rip just based off behavior.
Like?
I heard somebody say, and I actually mentioned it before, that 98% of the black dollar goes out of the community.
Oh yeah, I believe that. Okay, there you go. Boom. Heard it here first.
That's why you can't miss no episodes, man.
Yeah, I believe that.
And the crazy thing about it is when I thought about it, I was like, wait. And then I was like, well, shit. That we
like and we buy and we frequent.
Exactly.
All of that stuff. How much of that is actually black owned?
Exactly.
Bro, we go other places instead of black owned. Because we can't get the jug or the discount there because of the same hue.
No jug.
I don't get the brother discount.
What? I raise my fish and everything.
Oh, wait. No. No. It don't work like that.
Yeah. But yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like it's not often though. It's not often I just believe something off rip like that. But like I said, when you're observant of something that you're knowledgeable about, you're like, wait a minute. I'm not even gonna look that up because I feel that. You know what I'm saying? I feel that shit.
It hurts.
Yeah. Why do you think it's that way? What the fuck is that?
We don't like spending with us.
That's strange. That's the strangest shit in the world.
Like I can't really think of any other reason. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like we've been brainwashed to be skeptical when dealing with ourselves.
So that means that probably the shit that everybody else is exposed to about us, when we see it too, we agree. So, subconsciously?
I guess so.
Without reason.
Like, I mean,
that's deep.
Because I mean, like, think about how many places you go and make purchases without thought of who owns it or without a hesitation, right? But when you know it's black owned, what happens? You got to inspect it more. You have more questions and inquiries, right? Why? you'll go to, like, say, you'll buy, not you specifically, but people will buy designer and they won't hesitate.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You call yourself a designer and they'll look at it and they'll question the price and talk about it and all this stuff.
Question the price, question your knowledge and your material. They do a damn pre-chip inspection on your fucking on your assets, your
but you
everything,
see what I'm saying,
man. Yeah.
And so it's just like, but why? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to be ran through fact checks and you know what I'm saying, inquiries and us though?
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it,
we're gonna fucking swap meet.
Aren't we all trying to do the same thing?
Yes.
And the whole thing is, aren't we all trying to do it legit and legally?
Yeah, most of us.
That's what I'm speaking for. I'm not speaking for the.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so if that's the case, then my best bet is to go about things the right way, which is what I'm trying to do. But even with me going about things the right way, you'll question and you'll inquire about, like, bro, for real? It's a trip, you know? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
What gets, in your opinion, what do you think gets people to finally do it when they do it?
Either because they know the person or they're following.
The hype.
Yeah, following suit.
Yeah. So it's either personal relationships or the hype. I agree with that.
Which is why it's so important that people like share their purchases. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people think, like, oh, I bought something from them, I'm showing love, I'm contributing, you know, I'm supporting. It's like, that's only part of it. You know what I'm saying? You'll buy something from Nike, Jordan, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and you'll post it. And guess what happens? People will see it, and now they're going to look for it. They're searching the site for it, right? It could be the same way with LeVar Cole. But if don't nobody post LeVar Cole after a purchase, then people don't know that there's really people out here buying LeVar Cole.
Right.
And that you might have something that they want, so that they should go to the site.
Yep.
And so, like, bro, that was one of my biggest frustrations. That's why it's like, I don't even campaign no more, because me campaigning my own brand, I'm supposed to.
Right.
Other people doing it is word of mouth, and it holds weight, because that means that they actually spent their hard-earned money, you know what I'm saying, to contribute and rock with the brand.
Right.
That'll hold some weight. Instead of me saying, hey, buy my stuff, come get it, shop with me.
That shit is old. Shit is old. It's played out.
You know what I'm saying?
And it doesn't work.
That part. Like,
it doesn't work.
Somebody, I could spend $50 on advertising or $250. I'll get the same response and the same amount of purchases regardless, because it's me doing it. And, and it's like, been in business 8 years. I've been doing this for so long. I've been in the shoe game and all of this stuff, right? And I kind of take my losses in silence just like my wins. And so because of that, there seems to be this certain level of consistency with me.
Right.
And so it's like, he got it. He don't need it from me anyway. I ain't got to buy no sweater. He got money. I heard that.
Operation cost. I guess your purchase paid for that too, right?
Bro, it's crazy how people think or look at things, or they don't see you past what they know you for, so then they can't see you in a different light to support what it is or contribute to what it is you have going on and cheer you on in that instance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they see you for doing this and they know you for doing that, a lot of people can't see you past that. They can't see you past their own perception of what they know you to have been. Not what you currently are or what you're striving to be.
Yeah.
You know?
I got an OG homie that has he's doing his brand. Same things similar to what me and you've been doing on the retail side. And he kind of switched up his rhythm a little bit, and he started putting like sayings instead of it just being his brand. And he was just like, yeah, man, you know, motherfuckers just don't be want to wear like if it's related to you, your name and stuff like that until like you on. And I was like, yeah, that's true, man. I said, yeah, you know, people probably got to maneuver a little bit different when they have like a personal name for a brand. But I also thought about how interesting that shit is because of how many things out there that people wear that's literally somebody's name. Ralph Lauren, Gucci.
Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, Louis Vuitton. What's the other one? And those are just, that's just,
I don't know.
and that's just clothing. Ford, Henry Ford. Ferrari, Lamborghini. Those are all last names. Walmart. I mean, the wall part, obviously. So that is a real question that I quite don't. I mean, I kind of feel like I know the answer, but I don't have the fact checks behind it. Where it's like, why? You pose the question of why are we like that with our own? Why are we like that with each other? But there's a word that you've been using a lot when we talk about sneakers called hype. That's the bypass. I'm a bypass, what I was saying or what I was feeling before, because hype has basically gave a green light to say it's okay to do it now.
Man, we was hyping small black businesses and I ain't seen no rise in business. I don't know what happened. That train. Yeah, okay.
I remember the first design, the kicks and sneakers design. And the thing that was interesting about that is I seen the brand before I met the man, right? And what caught my attention was everything that you originally said. You said, you need to share. So I was like, okay, all of my friends are sharing this shit. What's going on? And I was blind a little bit because when I was looking at the logo, I'm like, oh, that's black on. I could tell because I didn't know that the silhouette of the Air Force One was a shoe. That's
an African sign.
I was like,
brother.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But then then it turned into, because of the way I think, that nigga ain't even pro-black. That nigga ain't even pro-black. That nigga... They out here fronting. Comment section, here I come. But you know what I'm saying? Over time, when we actually met, I was like, oh, okay, you're all right. I grabbed mine and I kind of waited. I was like, I'm going to wait and I'm going to post it my way, how I do it. And I wanted it to, and I'm this type of person, period. I want to make sure when I'm representing something that I'm wearing, regardless, that it actually looks good in the way that I post. Because I have a pet peeve with bathroom photos and, shit like that. Your drawers are on the floor. So I'm like, and then I shared it too, or whatever the case is. I still have mine. You know what I mean?
I like wear it well.
Yeah. So it's just the part of that I seen, because it was strong. Like, it was a strong wave.
Yeah, I know. For that one. And what's so crazy is, like, you know how it is. There was such a big request for the next drop, or when can I get a sweater, and and then you put out the next one, and they were like, I don't want one.
Yeah, it was hard. It was.
I don't want one. Where all that energy and excitement go?
Well, the thing that I think that what needed to be paid attention to about that time was the sharing aspect. You don't have to buy. And I'm talking to the small businesses, and I'm talking to the alleged consumers of the small businesses. It's actually more helpful to share than for you personally to buy, because it's easy for us to count on hands and toes how many people we personally know purchasing stuff. That's cool. We appreciate it. We're not saying don't ever buy nothing.
100%. Thank you.
But when it comes to sharing, it's like there's 100 people guaranteed that that we don't know that might like what you shared.
Bro, I've made custom pieces for sneakerheads who have huge sneaker followings who have never shared or tagged me in the pieces. You feel me? So it's like I missed out on potential, it don't even have to be clients, potential followers and supporters of the brand overall that could have ended up using shoe services, you know what I'm saying? Read the blog, you feel me? Subscribers to the website, buying cleaning kits or buying the cleaning guide or the other book, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have transitioned into a plethora of other things from you sharing to your platform.
Right.
But because you chose not to share, I missed out on that. And then it's like, I don't speak on it because people sharing things after the fact does me no good. You sharing sweaters right now, it does me no good. I'm not doing sweaters.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So then it's like they hit me and like, yo, when's your next sweater? And I had that happen. Like after the fact, people want to share the sweaters and put it out there when I was doing the cut and sew. And then people want to hit me like, yo, when's your next drop? Like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I was doing that a month ago.
Yeah.
I
was doing that when you were watching me doing that.
It's all about timing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, it don't hold the same way. The lack of sharing can kill things.
There was something you said that stood out to me though, dog. You said that you've had people that have the exposure, that's made the purchase, and they never said a damn thing after the purchase. Now, I'm not sure that you've really spent any time, but have you put any thought into like why, like what would possess a person to even want to spend the money? Because I mean, we do that with everything else. So why spend the money?
Have no idea. I think because I feel like just spending the money is enough. No, well, like they feel like spending the money is enough. Like I made the purchase.
That's more work than sharing. Okay. All right.
Like I made the purchase. Boom. I did it.
All right.
You should go through the roof now, son. You finna blow up.
I don't know, man. I have my thoughts on more details with that. We might have to talk about that on a Boss Talk episode to keep it real. But I definitely see it.
It's frustrating.
It's frustrating for sure, but it's confusing. I'm one of those technical people where I like to try to break down what are the probabilities, what's the angle behind it. I know that's a waste of time for some people, but for me, it's just I'm curious. I'm just curious, motherfucker, about things. But yeah, man, it's
people give you excuses.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about those, so. You know how I feel about those.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah,
I don't get too caught up over it anymore because you're getting emotional about things you're doing, and of course you're gonna feel some type of way. It's your brand. You know what I'm saying? Anything you pushing that you're a part of, that you're into, you have to restrain yourself from getting too emotional or taking things personally.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's difficult. It's extremely difficult. But a lot of things aren't even personal all the time. Most of them aren't. And so you can't. I actually look at a lot of things as not taking it personal, whether it is or it isn't, because taking things personal will really mess you up.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, if you could operate like that in your life about the majority of things, you kind of minimize the potential confrontation that you might have to deal with.
Exactly.
So I totally understand that. I agree with that. That's a powerful thing to have. But anyways, man, we finna get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we might revisit some shit on Boss Talk about that.
It's all good.
But anyways, this your boy Dizzy D Spill here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you've been tuning into The Notion. However you've been streaming or listening to our podcast, make sure you share it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. That helps us get in rotation in the algorithm. So be responsible. Thank you.
And give some feedback,
Yeah, we definitely need that. Comments.
We'll talk back.
We don't care if you say stuff that we may not like. We need that information. We're gonna be on your ass anyway. Peace.